When it comes to anime, nothing fuels a story like a great rivalry. The best rivals aren't just enemies, they're the ones who push our favorite characters beyond their limits, forcing them to grow, struggle, and evolve. From mind games to all-out battles, these rivalries have defined the anime we love. Welcome to 7-Star Anime, and today, we're counting down the most legendary anime rivalries of all time. Kicking things off is Asta vs Yuno from Black Clover. Rivalries are often defined by opposites, and nowhere is this more apparent than in Black Clover's Asta and Yuno. Where Asta is loud, brash, and wields anti-magic, Yuno is calm, collected, and a prodigy with wind magic. From childhood, both set their sights on becoming the Wizard King, and despite their wildly different paths, neither ever looks down on the other. The best part that caught my attention most in their rivalry is during the battle against Zagard, the devil responsible for much of the suffering in the Clover Kingdom. This fight is the perfect showcase of their synergy. Yuno's precise, elegant magic complements Asta's raw, unpredictable strength, proving that while they may be rivals, they are also each other's greatest ally. The way they push past their limits in this battle highlights why their rivalry stands out. Unlike many rivalries built on hostility, Asta and Yuno's rivalry is rooted in respect, making their journey to the top one of the most inspiring in anime. Hisoka vs Gon Freaks, Hunter x Hunter, comes up next. Hisoka is not just Gon's rival, he's his hunter. Unlike other rivalries fueled by revenge or ideology, Hisoka's interest in Gon is disturbingly playful. He sees Gon as an unfinished masterpiece, a fighter with immense potential that he wants to mold into the perfect opponent. This dynamic is evident in their battle at Heaven's Arena. From the start, Hisoka treats the fight less as a contest and more as a test, one where Gon must prove he is worthy of Hisoka's attention. Hisoka toys with Gon, which gave Gon the chance to land hits, only to remind him how vast the gap between them still is. He acknowledges Gon's growth but swiftly defeats him, proving that their rivalry is far from over. Hisoka has had multiple chances to kill Gon but chooses not to, instead pushing him to grow stronger so that one day, their battle will be truly satisfying. This dynamic creates an unsettling yet fascinating rivalry, one where Hisoka's bloodlust is only outweighed by his patience. Unlike Gon's best friend Killua, who supports him unconditionally, Hisoka challenges him with a twisted form of mentorship. Every encounter between them carries an underlying tension. Will Hisoka help Gon, hinder him, or finally decide he's strong enough to kill? Hisoka isn't just a hurdle Gon must overcome. He's a constant lurking presence that reminds Gon that true danger isn't always immediate. It can be patient, watching, and waiting. Let's look into Reiner Braun vs Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan. Reiner Braun and Eren Yeager are more than just enemies, they are mirror images of each other. Both were brainwashed as children, raised to believe in their respective nations' ideologies, only to eventually realize the brutal truth behind their missions. Reiner, once a mentor and friend to Eren, is later exposed as the armored Titan, responsible for countless deaths within the walls. But what makes their rivalry truly compelling is how they navigate their shared trauma. Reiner is a broken soldier, forced to accept the horror of his actions, while Eren, once the idealistic hero, transforms into a merciless avenger. Their climactic rematch in Shiganshina is one of the most intense fights in Attack on Titan. Unlike their first battle, where Eren was overwhelmed by Reiner's strength, this time he's prepared, faster, stronger, and far more ruthless. Their clash is brutal, showcasing how much both fighters have changed. Eren's new combat skills allow him to go toe-to-toe with Reiner, and with the help of the Survey Corps, he turns the tide in a battle that once seemed unwinnable. By the time of their final confrontation in Marley, Eren has become exactly what he once despised, a monster who, just like Reiner before him, destroys innocent lives in the name of vengeance. Going further, we have Katsuki Bakugo vs Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia. Bakugo and Midoriya's rivalry in My Hero Academia is one of the most personal on this list. Unlike most anime rivalries, which start with a clean slate, Bakugo and Deku's relationship is built on years of tension, misunderstanding, and outright hostility. When Bakugo realizes that Deku, the quirkless nobody he used to look down on, has not only gained a powerful quirk but is actively surpassing him, his world is shaken. One of the defining moments in their rivalry comes in their second fight in Season 3, where Bakugo finally confronts Deku after learning the truth about One for All. This fight is raw, emotional, and brutally honest. Bakugo isn't just fighting Deku to prove his strength. He's battling his own feelings of inferiority, guilt, and frustration. Unlike their first one-sided encounter, this time, Deku fights back as an equal, showcasing just how much he's grown. By the end of it, Bakugo begins to see Deku not as someone to crush, but as someone he needs to surpass. It's a turning point in their relationship, setting the stage for their eventual bond as they push each other toward their full potential. L vs Light Yagami, Death Note, changes the pace from more of action to more of psychological warfare. In a world where intelligence reigns supreme, L and Light Yagami wage one of the most intense mental battles in anime history. Light, a genius with a god complex, gains the power to kill anyone by writing their name in the Death Note. His ambitions to become the god of the new world are nearly unstoppable, until L enters the picture. L is Light's intellectual equal, the only one capable of systematically deconstructing Kira's patterns and coming dangerously close to the truth. Their rivalry isn't built on brute force but rather on an intense psychological game of cat and mouse. Their dynamic is particularly fascinating because they're forced to work together while secretly trying to destroy each other. What makes this rivalry exceptional is its underlying tension. Both men respect and admire each other's intellect, yet their opposing worldviews make coexistence impossible. The moment L dies in Light's arms, witnessing the smirk that confirms his worst suspicions, is hauntingly poetic, a final tragic acknowledgement of defeat. Dio Brando vs the Joestar Bloodline, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, takes the 5th place. Dio Brando isn't just a rival to Jonathan Joestar, he's a multi-generational curse on the entire Joestar lineage. His rivalry with Jonathan sets the foundation for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but even after Jonathan's death, Dio's legacy continues to haunt the Joestars for decades. Dio is the embodiment of absolute evil, charming, sadistic, and impossibly powerful. He represents everything the Joestars stand against, making his presence an ever-looming threat, even in parts where he isn't physically present. His final showdown against Jotaro Kujo in Stardust Crusaders is one of the most legendary anime battles of all time. The clash between the World and Star Platinum is a test of both raw strength and strategic thinking. Jotaro, who has been forced to play the long game against Dio's overwhelming power, finally finds a way to counter the world's time-stopping ability. The fight is a perfect mix of tension, spectacle, and payoff, leading to Dio's dramatic downfall. But even in death, Dio's influence never truly fades. His ideology, his actions, and even his DNA continue to shape the events of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure long after he's gone. Madara Uchiha vs Hashirama Senju, Naruto Shippuden, ranks next. Madara Uchiha isn't just a personal rival to Hashirama Senju, he's a force of history, a lingering resentment that outlives even death. His grudge against the Senju clan wasn't just about personal rivalry, it was a battle for an entire ideology, a war over the future of the shinobi world. Madara saw peace as an illusion, something fragile and temporary, while Hashirama stubbornly clung to the belief that true unity was possible. This clash of ideologies culminated in the legendary battle at the Valley of the End, an all-out war between two titans of the shinobi world. This fight wasn't just about personal grudges, it was a fight that would determine the fate of the entire shinobi system. Madara, wielding the monstrous Ninetales under his control, and Hashirama, using his godlike would release, created a battlefield so destructive that it reshaped the very land, forming the Valley of the End itself. Even after his death, Madara's influence continued to shape the shinobi world, his ideals eventually corrupting Sasuke and setting the stage for another fateful duel at the very same location. The Valley of the End became the battlefield of history, where one rivalry gave birth to another. Sasuke Uchiha vs Naruto opens my final 3. Sasuke Uchiha isn't just Naruto's rival, he's his ultimate counterbalance. They come from similar backgrounds, both orphans longing for connection, but their paths diverge in opposite directions. While Naruto seeks acceptance and friendship, Sasuke embraces solitude and vengeance. Their rivalry isn't just about power, it's a battle of philosophy, a question of whether love and understanding can truly overcome hatred. Their first major clash at the Valley of the End was a defining moment in Naruto's journey. Unlike his battle with Madara, Sasuke's fight with Naruto was deeply personal. Naruto wasn't fighting for victory, he was fighting to bring Sasuke back. But Sasuke, consumed by his desire for revenge and strength, saw Naruto as an obstacle, a painful reminder of the bonds he was trying to sever. Their rematch at the end of Naruto Shippuden was even more emotional. No longer just a fight between friends, it was the final test of their beliefs. Naruto, still unwilling to give up on Sasuke, refused to let him walk the path of loneliness, while Sasuke sought to burn down the shinobi world and rebuild it with himself at the top. Their battle ended not with one standing victorious over the other, but with both broken and bloodied, finally understanding one another. In the end, their rivalry wasn't just about strength, it was about healing, proving that the cycle of hatred could be broken. Second position goes to Sukuna versus Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen. Sukuna is a lot of things in Jujutsu Kaisen. The strongest villain, the king of curses. What defines him most, perhaps, is the connection he has with the protagonist, Yuji. The story begins as Yuji is forced to ingest Sukuna's finger to save his friends, thus reincarnating the strongest evil jujutsu sorcerer in history. From then on, Yuji had to keep Sukuna confined in his body. One of the most defining moments that showcased the strange yet undeniable bond between Yuji and Sukuna was Yuji's battle against Choso. This fight was an intense spectacle, demonstrating Yuji's exceptional combat skills and endurance, but it also revealed something even more intriguing: Sukuna's unexpected intervention. As Yuji faced defeat against Choso, Sukuna subtly saved him, ensuring he lived to fight another day. This moment solidified the idea that Sukuna's existence within Yuji was more than just a parasitic relationship, it was an enigmatic connection with layers of hidden intentions. Sukuna's presence in Yuji's life is akin to a shadow that never fades, an omnipresent force dictating the direction of Yuji's fate. While he remains an antagonist, his influence over Yuji continues to shape the protagonist's journey, making their dynamic one of the most compelling aspects of Jujutsu Kaisen.
だから目にした攻撃は今の手応えは残念だったなあの世でくだらん
Goku vs. Vegeta, Dragon Ball Z, tops my list. No anime rivalry is as iconic as Goku vs. Vegeta. It's the blueprint for so many rivalries that followed. What started as a battle between a low-class Saiyan and the proud prince of an extinct race became one of the most enduring and emotionally charged rivalries in anime history. Their first battle during the Saiyan saga was a turning point in anime, showcasing some of the best hand-to-hand combat in Dragon Ball history. Goku, using the Kaioken technique, barely managed to match Vegeta's raw power. But it was when Vegeta transformed into the Great Ape that Goku truly found himself outmatched. Their rematch during the Majin Buu saga was even more personal. Fueled by jealousy and pride, Vegeta willingly allowed himself to be consumed by Babbidi's magic, just to have a chance at finally surpassing Goku. Yet even after all his power-ups and schemes, he still couldn't bring himself to truly hate Goku. What makes this rivalry so great is that, unlike many others, it never truly resolves. Their battles aren't about settling a score, they're about pushing each other to new heights. Vegeta may never surpass Goku, but that's not really the point. Their rivalry isn't about victory, it's about the pursuit of strength, the never-ending desire to be better than yesterday. And that's what makes it the greatest anime rivalry of all time. A great rivalry isn't just about competition, it's about growth. The best anime rivals push each other beyond their limits, forcing them to evolve in ways they never could on their own. Whether it's a battle of ideals, a personal vendetta, or an existential struggle, these rivalries define their respective series and leave a lasting impact on fans. Who's your favorite anime rival? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from 7 Star Anime. Catch you in the next one.